The first part of my panic attack started when I dropped my daughter off at preschool. And I walked in and I felt as though the walls were closing in on me and I couldn't breathe. The doctors, they ran every test under the sun, and he came back and he was like, well, have you ever had a panic attack before? And I was like, no. He's like, well, you know, I think you're developing panic attacks. You know, is there something that could have triggered this? And I was like, oh, well, yeah, I'm a Columbine survivor. And today was my daughter's first day of school. I told Brianna about Columbine. I told her that Mom went through something hard probably when she was like 7, 8, 9 years old. But last year at the 18th anniversary is when I took her to Columbine. I didn't go through like any graphic details or anything, but definitely showed her where I was during the shooting. And we went to the memorial, and it was a special time. I felt like I was kind of holding a secret in for a long time, so it felt really nice to share that with her. And she was I thought she was ready to learn about it. April 20th, 1999 was a typical Tuesday until about 11:20 a.m. when the first shots started being fired. I was going to lunch just as like a normal day, and walked down into the cafeteria and was about to get my lunch when I heard some commotion going on outside, and I heard gunshots. At that point, I was looking out the window and I didn't know kind of what was going on, but then my basketball coach, Dave Sanders, told us to get away from the windows.
What was going through your mind as the shooting was happening?
When I was under the table, my thought was that I was going to die. I literally thought, I was like, this is it. I'm not going to make it. I didn't get to graduate. You know, everything kind of just came to the surface. I was like, how am I going to get out? Yeah. And I'm scared. I couldn't breathe. I froze, and I didn't even know if I was going to be able to get up and physically run. And I had these horrible wedge shoes on that were like thick. And I was like, do I take those off? Like what, as I was running out of the school. But I thought I was going to die. And I was so, so scared. That's like the most fearful I've ever been in my life. And I looked over at my coach, and he told us that they were coming in and we needed to run. So I ran out the main entrance door to the cafeteria, and as I was running out, I was being shot at, and I ran to safety. And I don't remember how I got home that day. That's kind of all a blur. I lost my basketball coach.
Yep.
He was a huge...
You got a basketball scholarship.
Yeah, got a basketball scholarship that day. And I don't know if I ever told you, but that morning, Coach Sanders and I was such a brat in high school and a know-it-all. I actually got to go in, and I went into his classroom, and he gave me my scholarship, and I remember hugging him, and he's like, go play basketball, this is your dream. And I was like, man, Coach, I just want to tell you that I'm really sorry for my attitude. And he's like, it's okay, Amy. And he gave me the biggest hug. And he was like, it's okay, I forgive you. I have a lot of peace with knowing that I had that time alone with him, just to talk, but I essentially got to say goodbye to him. So that was like really special. Mm-hmm. The last time I saw my coach, he was running up the stairs to tell people as I was running out. He was running up the stairs to tell people to run. The day after we buried Coach Sanders is when I went on my recruiting trip. And so it was a mess. Just to even pick up a basketball, I saw my coach's face. and I like my love for basketball just kind of died that day. Yeah, I couldn't do it, so I didn't take my scholarship. And but then I wouldn't have you. So it all worked out. It all worked out in the end. Yeah, because I wouldn't have you and Mason and Daddy. Yeah. Yep. This is my high school memory box, essentially. When I moved out of my parents' house at 18 years old, no, 19, I put this box together because my parents were moving back to Seattle. This was a basketball given. It was my whole basketball team signed it, and Coach Sanders signed it. So there's me right there for my little royalty sash.
How do you even put this on?
Oh, there you go. Long. And wave. You know what? I had a really great time in high school. Like, I had a really cool high school experience. So, just one bad day. Yeah. I loved all my sweatshirts and...
Can I wear that tomorrow?
Do you want to wear this?
Sure.
You can wear this. I need to wash it.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. I just feel like this is something I need to fight for, and fight for my kids. I need to fight for their safety. So this is something that I've never marched before. I've never been political about anything after Parkland. I think these kids empowered me.
I want to go to the march because I never want to undergo what my mom had to undergo. And I think that it would be beneficial to both of us.
Yeah. You want your voices heard? Your voice heard? Look at all these people, how crazy this is. I have a lot of emotions going through me right now. We've, sadly, in our community in Colorado, we have a huge community of mass trauma survivors. So I feel like I'm about to march with my people. Like I won't feel like an outcast. Because as a shooting survivor, you feel a little bit on the outside sometimes, that you have almost, not like a secret, but you feel different. But I feel empowered right now and excited. And not only that, to experience this with my daughter is powerful.
The battle began when I was young, which was a while ago. It was a time so long ago, phones had cords. When I went to school, I remember people saying things like, learn a lot, listen to one another. Now we tell our kids, duck and cover. Do not live in fear. Go to school and wonder, learn, engage. The biggest part of this battle cannot be won in a school. It needs to be fought with the government.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy
Love
looks
you.
like.
Love you too.
Connie made me laugh, as usual, laugh, cry, and want to make change. When I signed my son up for kindergarten, our families each got one of these, and it says Class of 2030. I thought this was a pretty powerful statement, because what if we don't do anything about this gun violence? What if in 2030 my son is still dealing with the effects? And so I wrote, protect our children, because that is the most important thing, is that our kids go to school in a safe environment, a place where they can learn and grow.